everybody. I had a little bit of a interruption with a phone call coming in, so my video got cut off. The joys of distance videos. So I'm just gonna have to have two videos because I'm not gonna start it over at this point. So we're gonna continue where we left off, which was some stretching, some twisting rather. So again, you're just sitting nice and straight in your chair. Arms are out your sides. We were twisting to the right. We're gonna do two more to each side. So on your inhale, you're gonna reach up, take a stretch, and then exhale, twist to the left. Hold for a breath or two. And then inhale, back up, take a stretch. Exhale to the right, hold for one breath. Inhale, reach back up. Last time, twisting to the left. Take a breath. And inhale, back up, big stretch. Exhale to the right side. One breath here. Good. Slowly come back to center. And we're just going to do a little bit of getting into some of the back muscles. So let's go ahead and take our legs a little bit wider apart. And we're going to be reaching hand to opposite foot. So we're going to start with our arms at our sides. And we'll inhale, reach up. On the exhale, we're going to take this right hand and reach over. So we're going to bend over and reach out toward that left foot. On the exhale, inhale, rise back up, big stretch. Exhale, lean to the other foot. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale to your left. Inhale, up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the right. And we'll do one more to each side. So inhale up. Exhale to the left. And inhale up. Big stretch. Exhale to the right. Good. Go ahead and walk your hands over toward the center between the feet if you can. This is also an option where if you have a block, you can set your block up between the feet if you don't want to let your head come down too far, and you can place your hands on the top of your block. So either way, and we're just going to kind of hold here. If you would like to dangle your head and really hang forward, you can do that. You get a little bit more of a back stretch that way. If you're using your block, you can kind of keep your back more straight, hinging at your hips. And you might feel some stretch in the low back, maybe the sides. You can even kind of lean a little bit side to side, like lean over toward the left knee, and then lean over toward the right knee. And you get a little bit more stretch in the sides of that low back. Sometimes those areas can get really tight and achy, so it's really good to give them a stretch. So make sure we're still focusing on that breath. And we're gonna just take one more turn to each side, one more little, not really a twist, but a leaning toward each side. So to come back up, you're just gonna bring your hands to your knees. And you're slowly gonna rise back up. Use those arm muscles so that we protect our back. Use some of those biceps and triceps and push ourselves back up to a nice straight seated position. Very good. If you're using a block, you can go ahead and move that to the side. Let's try just some crossing and uncrossing of the knees. So if you're able to, you can start by bringing that right knee on top of the left. If you just can't get the knees crossed, and I know that's the case for some people, just cross the ankles. So you can uncross and cross the ankles. So at your own pace, you can even hold the sides of your chair. We're just going to practice crossing and uncrossing. And a little trick that I've noticed is when you cross the knees, and if you lean forward a little bit, might feel a little bit more stretch in the outer thighs. So that might feel nice. Might be good to get some of those outer thigh muscles and even the hips stretched out a little bit. And you even get this workout if you are just crossing the ankles. You can still lean forward. You get more stretch down the whole back of your leg. You might notice that if you're just doing the ankles and not the knees. Okay, so whichever version of this you're doing, let's do one more on each side. Good, and then shake out the legs. This time we're gonna hold it. So when we cross the knees and we're holding and twisting the knees, it's called eagle pose in yoga. So if you're able to cross that right knee back on top of the left, this time we're gonna keep it there. Some people can even take this right foot and kind of hook it around the left ankle. So if you're feeling flexible like that today, feel free to do that. Now you can also just do the ankles. So if you're only doing that version, right ankle on top of the left, toes are pointing toward the ceiling to get that maximum back of the leg stretch. All right, let's bring the arms into it. So eagle arms. We're gonna bring our right arm up. So elbow is bent of that right arm. Fingers are pointing to the ceiling. Left arm goes out to the side. And then we're gonna swing that left arm under the right, twist them together. Fingers are pointing up. If it's a challenge to twist the arms together, you can just bring your palms and elbows together. That's sufficient too. Just do the best you can, whatever version you're doing. So we're gonna hold here and try and relax into it, even if you feel like a pretzel. Try to see where you can soften the muscles, soften any tension, letting go of anything that you don't need. And just focus on that breath. Close your eyes if you like. We're going to take 2 more deep breaths. At the end of the second breath, we're going to slowly untwist our arms and untwist our legs and just find cactus arms for a moment. So elbows are bent, we pull the arms back like you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. And then straighten the arms out to the sides, big stretch and release. So just take a moment to shake the arms or roll the shoulders, just take a little rest. Maybe even arch the back a little bit like cat pose, chin to chest. And then we're gonna do the other side for our eagle pose. So we're gonna cross the left knee over top of the right. Again, if you wanna twist those toes around your right ankle, you can do that. Or you can do the ankle, just the ankle version. So left ankle over the right. And try and keep those toes pointed to the sky so you get that nice stretch down the whole back of each leg. So once you have your legs situated, we're going to take our left arm, bend that left elbow, thumb is pointing in toward the forehead, fingers toward the sky, right arm out to the side this time, and then we're going to swing that right arm under the left. Find our twisty arms. Again, if twisty arms is a no-go for you today, just try palms and elbows. That's really wonderful too. So we're going to take about 4 breaths here. See if you can soften into this shape. One more deep breath in and out here. At the end of that breath, start to unwind. Untwist the arms, find cactus arms, untwist the legs, take a little stretch of those arms, and then straighten the arms straight out to the side, big stretch, and release. All right, go ahead and shake out the arms. Maybe we'll go ahead and do a little cat-cow after this. So you can just place a hand on each knee. We're still sitting nice and tall, feet are flat on the floor. And we're gonna inhale. And exhale, find your cat pose, chin to chest, rounded back and shoulders. Inhale, come forward, flatten your back, look up toward the sky. And exhale into cat, rounding the back and shoulders. Inhale into cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And then just rise up, take a little moment. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and just check in with our body for a moment. We've been doing a lot of moving, so just see how you're feeling. Maybe let that breath slow back down a little. And take a moment to come back to your gratitude. If you thought of something at the beginning of class, if you didn't think of something, you can ponder that now. What are you grateful for? One more breath, in and out. And slowly open your eyes back up, coming back into your space. Good. Let's go ahead and sit back against our chair for a moment. We're going to stretch our feet back out, stretch our legs back out, just do a little bit more pointing and flexing. Wake up those ankles, maybe even spread your toes, or you can circle your feet. Just kind of keep them moving here for a moment or a minute or so. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, bring your feet back down, give them a little stomp on the floor. Let's go ahead and just do some leg lifts. So we're gonna keep the left knee bent, just lift it as high as you want. You can hold the sides of your chair if you need to, and then stretch that leg out in front of you. And then bend it, bring it back down. Switch legs, and just start alternating left leg and right leg, lifting, stretching out that leg, and then bringing it back to the floor. When you stretch it out, see if you can keep those toes pointing toward the sky, so foot is flexed. When you do that, and you get more stretch in the back of the leg. Those hamstring muscles and calf muscles can get really tight, especially if we sit a lot, so it's good to kind of stretch those out as best we can. One more time to each side. Might have had an extra one there. And then both feet out, stretch them out. Okay. Let's sit back up. We're gonna get into the hip joints a little bit. So if you're able to, bring your right foot and place it on top of that left knee. Left foot is flat on the floor. If this doesn't work for you, you can do the ankles again. You can keep the leg straight and just cross the right ankle over the left. It's not quite the same, but it's an option, it's an alternative, so we can go ahead and do that. See how this feels. So once you get that foot on the knee, you might think, oh boy, that's really tight in that right hip. So you can always ease up a little bit on it. Usually in my class, we do a little forward bend here. So we just hinge at the hips and fold forward a little bit. If you're good right here with sitting up straight, you don't have to bend forward. So just kind of check in with yourself. So if this feels like you're needing more stretch, you can bring the hands to each hip. Slowly start to bend toward the legs, hinging at your hips. You don't have to come down very far. Then you'll start to feel even more stretch in that right hip. Always use caution. Again, you know, if you've had a hip replacement or some issues with the hip area, then we want to be a little bit more careful. Sometimes I even like to just move up and down a little bit when I'm in this position, and it's sort of like it gets really tight and then I let up a little bit on it. So just kind of easing into that stretch. Use your breath. See if you can release any tension if you're noticing that in the hips today. Okay, one more breath on this right side. Slowly we rise back up. We want to come out of this nice and slow, so you might guide your leg back down to the floor. Maybe give it a little stretch. Point the toes, stretch the leg out. See how the knee and hip are feeling. Because it can be a little hard on the knee too, doing that stretch. So let's switch sides. This time we're going to bring the left foot and rest it on top of the left foot on top of the right knee. One of those. Or you can do the ankle again. Left ankle over top of the right ankle with the legs straight. So either version that feels right for you. If you want to sit up nice and tall, just take a moment to feel into this position, this shape. So check in with that left hip. How's it doing? Just sitting straight. Not even bending forward, just kind of holding this position. If it's too much for you, you can always ease up a little bit. Leaning back a little bit helps to kind of ease into that, to ease up on that stretch. The more we come forward and tilt forward, the more we feel that stretch in the hip. So if you like to get a little bit more stretch, you can bring your hands to your hips and start to hinge at the hips, leaning forward, bringing the chest down toward the legs, and maybe just holding there, or you can kind of gently bob up and down and just gently move and feel the stretch in that left hip. Use your breath. The hips are an area where people tend to hold a lot of tension, and there certainly has been a lot of things to feel tense about this year. So we might have a little bit more tension built up than we normally do. So just, it's good to like check in with ourselves, see what we're holding in the body, make space for it, make time for it. And if we want, then we can let it go if that feels right. Okay, one more breath. Slowly we rise back up and gently bring that foot and leg back to the floor. Maybe take both legs straight out in front of you. Give them a little stretch, a little wiggle. Maybe point the toes and feel some stretch down the leg, down the top of the feet. Let's see what time we got here. Since I have 2 videos, I'm trying to keep track of the time. So we're doing a 45-minute class again today for our chair yoga. Just a little reminder. Sorry if it feels a little disjointed. I feel a little disjointed today. So anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and do our sun salutations next. So we stay seated again for this. We're gonna take our feet a little bit wider apart so we have a little bit of space to fold forward during one of the parts of our sun salutation. So it's a bit of a flow, this sun salutation. We're gonna try and follow our breath. We'll start with our arms at our sides, and then on an inhale, we're gonna reach up and take a big stretch. Exhale, come down halfway, hands to your knees, and just breathe out. And breathe in. Exhale, we fold all the way down as far as you wanna go. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, back down. Inhale, come back up halfway, hands to knees. Exhale, back down. And inhale, all the way back up. Big stretch over the head. Exhale, arms to your sides. Good, and then just take a pause. We're gonna do that 2 more times. So So just check in, make sure we're feeling okay. Okay, let's go ahead and do that second one. So on an inhale, sweep your arms up, big stretch. Exhale, come down halfway, flat back here as we hold the position. Inhale. Next, exhale, fold toward the floor. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, back down. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, back down. And inhale, all the way back up. Big, big stretch. Exhale, arms to your sides. Good, take one more little rest. Oh, big yawn. Oh, excuse me. Okay, last sun salutation here. So when you're ready, big stretch, reach your arms up. Exhale, come down halfway, breathe out, and breathe in. Exhale, fold toward the floor. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, down. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, back down. And inhale, all the way back up. Big, big stretch. Exhale, arms to your sides. Good. Bring your feet back together. Just take a moment, either eyes open or closed, and just kind of check in with yourself. Make sure we're not feeling dizzy or lightheaded or any other uncomfortable sensations. Not that it's bad to be uncomfortable. Anyway, I'm rambling. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, let's try a warrior pose. So we're gonna move our block out of the way. Actually, keep that nearby. You might use that in a second, if you have a block. You can also use a really thick book or a bolster, another chair possibly. So there's different things that you can use, a step stool, if you don't have the yoga tools. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and do our Warrior Two pose today. So we're gonna turn to the left in our chair, and you wanna sit a little bit closer to the edge of the seat so that that right hip is maybe even off the edge of the seat a little bit. That just gives this right leg a little bit more opportunity to move. So we're gonna kind of stretch that right leg back as best you can. I know sometimes we can't quite do that, so if you need to take it to the side or even have it halfway straight, like whatever is comfortable for you. Left knee is gonna stay bent, and you're gonna start off by facing toward that left knee. For Warrior Two, we're gonna turn toward the center here, so we're not facing that left knee anymore. We're turning in toward center and lifting those arms. So left arm goes toward the left knee, right arm goes behind us, fingers are spread, shoulders are relaxed. So sometimes we have our shoulders up to our ears. So see if you can just relax those shoulders. And then we're gonna turn our head so that it turns toward that left hand. Sometimes I like to gaze out toward the left middle finger, or just the fingers in general. Make sure our arms are equal distance from the floor if we're able, if you've got that capability in the shoulders. And we feel this nice stretch in the arms, in the legs. One more breath. And then let's bring this right hand, we're just gonna lean back and bring that right hand to the right leg. And then this left arm is gonna lift straight up toward the sky. Again, fingers are spread. If you're able to, you can glance up at that left hand. Big stretch along your left side here. One more breath. And then we're going to move into side angle. So we're going to bring this left elbow down onto the left knee. Or if you want to go a little deeper, this is where you could use your block or book or bolster. You could bring that block to the inside of the left foot and place your hand on it so you get a little bit more height rather than it being, you can also go straight to the floor if you want. And then this right arm is going to lift up toward the sky. If your neck allows, you can turn out toward the center, kind of looking out toward the side, or you can even turn and look up toward the right hand. Find the breath again. Check in with it. Feel that stretch along your right side. One more breath. And then we're going to rise back up, use those core muscles to lift back up. Good. Legs come back to center, give them a stretch, or just rest for a second. And we're going to do that sequence on the other side. So go ahead and turn to the right in your chair. We're scooched toward the edge of the seat a little bit. Left leg stretches back or stretches out to the side or back in whatever way you feel comfortable. You might grab your block if you were using that before. So we're going to start with Warrior 2. That right knee stays bent, and we're just going to turn so that our face is looking out toward the center here. So like our face is right over top of our pelvic area, in line with the pelvis. Arms come up, shoulder high, right arm is reaching toward your right, left arm is reaching out to the left. If you look back and your left arm is hanging down and you're able to bring it up a little bit, make sure those arms are straight and equidistant from the floor if you're able. Just the head is going to turn, and we're going to look toward the right hand and hold there. Relax our shoulders if they're up to our ears. Let them come down and soften. Couple big breaths. One more time. Good. So we're going to bring the arms down. Actually, I forgot. So we're going to lean back. So we're going to bring that left hand to the back leg. Right arm to the sky. Looking up at that right hand if our neck allows, or just out to the side, whatever works for your neck. Big stretch on our right side now. The ribs are getting some space. The waistline. One more breath. And then lift back up. We are going to bring our right elbow down to the right leg, right knee, and left arm to the sky. And if you want to use that block, you can bring it to the inside of that right foot, right hand on the block or the floor, left arm to the sky. Big stretch on your left side and in the legs. You should be feeling some stretch in the thighs and the hips. One more breath. Even the back is getting a nice, yummy stretch. Okay, so use those core muscles. Try to keep the back straight and lift yourself back up. Good. Bring your legs back to center. Let's go ahead and sit back, stretch the legs out for a moment. Give them a little shake. Okay, so how are we doing on time? All right, so probably nearing the end here. If I remember how long the last video was. Sorry about that again. Got 2 videos today. So I think we're going to go ahead and just wind down. So you can go ahead and sit back with your back against the chair, resting your hands in your lap. Palms can be face up or face down, whatever feels comfortable. Feet are flat on the floor. This is also a place sometimes if you want to take a block and just place it under your feet. Sometimes that can feel good on the knees and the hips. So that's an option, just to rest your feet on the block. So we're gonna do our Shavasana now and just wind down and find some stillness with our body and our breath and our mind. Well, the breath won't be still, but we try to quiet the mind and just let our body integrate everything that we just did in our class. So again, eyes are closed if you like. Come back to that breath. Notice the quality of your breath. Is it a little deeper than when you started class today? Do you feel a little lighter, either in body, mind, or spirit than when you started? Hopefully you do. I think I do. And we're just going to have a few moments to let the body and mind rest. If your mind is chatty today, you can tune into your breath. You can even use the mantras, I am breathing in as you breathe in, and I am breathing out as you breathe back out. And just repeating that over and over to keep your mind on the breath and not letting it escape out into the ether, running reckless. So let's begin to bring our awareness back into our space, into the room that we're in. Maybe wiggling our fingers and toes. Maybe taking a yawn, stretching out your legs. And just bringing your feet flat to the floor again if they're not already there. And keeping your eyes closed, let's just sit back up nice and straight, bringing the hands to the heart, and just bowing our heads to our hands and thanking ourselves for making the time for this yoga practice today. And I thank each of you for being here and for watching this video. And I hope everybody is doing well. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I hope everybody is doing okay out there and staying healthy, connecting in with your friends and family, maybe doing some video chatting, or even just getting out in nature. I know it's sweltering hot, it's like 1,000 degrees outside, but maybe taking a little walk outside in the morning or in the evening. Connecting with nature is always a great way to stay grounded during these tumultuous times. Just breathing some fresh air and listening to the birds. Yeah, and just keep moving, doing a little bit of yoga, walking, whatever helps you. So I'm glad to be here, and I miss all of my yoga students, and I just hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back soon. Okay, take care. Bye.